Welcome back to another Professor Siron video. Usually in our videos, we focus more on the minds and different concepts that can relate to your mental health. However, today we're going to take an interesting turn and we're going to talk about your physical health. You know, it's very important to be physically healthy too. But exercising can be very daunting, which is why I will share with you 5 simple exercises that anyone can do at home with no equipment. Alright, so before you guys get started, make sure you're in an area with lots of room around you. You should be able to shake your arms freely in the area. And actually, the testing facility is a perfect spot for these exercises. And one more thing, make sure you have water with you. Hydration is very, very, very important. So take a huge sip of water and then get started as you follow along with my examples. Alright, so let's start with our first exercise, squats. So what you want to do is put your feet a little bit more than shoulder width apart. And then make sure that when you're bending back to lower yourself for the squats, that your hips go out. You want to make sure that your knees aren't going in front of your toes, and instead you're making your hips go out. And also make sure to keep your back straight and look in front of you. No looking at the floor, guys. What you can do to help you balance is position your hands in front of your body so you can act like a counterbalance. Make sure you get very low for your squats. Remember, this is very important to have good form for all your exercises. Otherwise, you might hurt yourself. All right, so the next exercise is planks. And it's very important for this one also that you maintain good form. Pay attention to the location of your hips. You don't want them to be too low or too high. Allow me to demonstrate. So this is the proper plank position. You want to get down on your elbows. Make sure your hips aren't too low or too high. You want somewhere in between. And try to hold it there for a minute. Remember, it's normal if you start shaking. It means your muscles are developing. So don't worry if you feel shaky. It's perfectly normal. We're going to start jumping jacks now. So what you want to make sure is that when you're jumping up in the air, your arms touch and your feet are all the way apart. And then after you land back on the ground, your feet should touch the floor, and then your arms should be by your side. Now this is actually a really good warm-up before an intensive exercise, like swimming for example. It gets your joints nice and ready, and it elevates your heart rate slightly, while also not tiring you out too much. So I would highly recommend doing jumping jacks as an exercise. Push-ups will focus on your chest and your arms, and they're also a very good exercise. So the position is actually very similar to plank position, except that your arms are all the way extended out. You want to make sure that your arms are right under your chest and they're not too far in front of you or too far behind. Also, make sure that you're not going too high or too low again. So starting from this position, you want to lower yourself all the way to the ground where your chest is almost touching, and then go back up. And try to do this as many times as you can. Our final exercise is lying down toe touches. Now, as the name suggests, you're doing this lying down on the floor on your back, while you lift your toes up off the ground and you use your arms to try to touch the tips of your toes. Now your core might be shaking again. That's completely normal. Also, make sure that you're not dropping your legs down to the floor every time. You want to keep them hovering just above the surface. Alright, and that's the ending of today's Professor Siron video. I hope your physical fitness has since improved from the beginning of this video. And remember guys, Fitness is a very long journey. You'll never actually reach the end, but it's very fun to try to get there. And everyone can start their fitness journey with these 5 simple exercises. Thank you very much.